Not necessarily on the record, but
Mr. Ambassador, thank you for your time. Thank you for being with us. You had another meeting with other co-chairs and the sides. What are your impressions?
Well, first, let me thank you for the interview today. I know you are a regular member of our media pool here at the State Department, and I know how active you are in the journalist community here, so thank you for taking the time and having the interest to speak with me about the important work that we're doing. I'm just back from Paris. The co-chairs met with the foreign ministers in Paris to continue the discussion. We want to find a way to a lasting and durable settlement in Nagorno-Karabakh. I believe that the foreign ministers are committed, but as you see over the last week or two, there's been an escalation in violence. And so actions on the ground do not match words, and that's of grave concern to us.
Coincidence that the escalation takes place just before the meeting? And what is it that can be done about it? Because it happens every time. Co-chairs are about to meet and the Azeri positions are attacked.
Well, coincidence or not, any escalation in violence is serious. There have been lives lost on both sides. And that is very regrettable. It also damages the atmosphere for us to make progress on a negotiated settlement.
How far are we from the next meeting of the presidents?
I don't know the answer to that. I will be going to both Baku and Yerevan this coming week and look forward to meeting with both presidents. It's up to them. We hope that there will be a date set as soon as possible. You know how difficult these issues are. They really need to be resolved at the highest levels. They need to be discussed. We know that the presidents had a good meeting. They spoke at length, in fact 90 minutes, one-on-one. We've since learned that they discussed some of the most difficult issues and that they believe they can respect each other's red lines and find a way towards a settlement. Well, we need to build on that.
Every time when you say the sides, you say the both sides, like for the both sides should compromise, the both sides should come to an agreement. We're talking about a country, Azerbaijan, whose territory, 20% of its territory is occupied. 7 regions on top of Nagorno-Karabakh is occupied. What kind of compromise the co-chairs expect of Azerbaijan?
Not up to the co-chairs or anyone else. It's up to all of the parties involved to find a way forward on this. We'll put forward ideas. We'll work with the parties involved to find a settlement. But it's not what we want. It's what the people of Armenia and Azerbaijan want. And it's not helpful when either side takes an extreme position.
But you obviously have been familiar with the previous plans on the agenda that have been discussed and the reasons for its failure. What is the lesson you learned from this experience of 20 years experience?
Well, the lesson, I think, is that there needs to be the political will to find a lasting and durable settlement. If there's not the will, then no matter what is on the table cannot be successful. And that's where we need to be. The presidents understand the outlines of an eventual settlement are there. In fact, as you well know, the presidents have come very close in the past to reaching agreement. If there is the political will, I believe that it is possible to find a negotiated settlement.
The Armenian diaspora in the United States itself is pushing for resolutions to recognize the so-called Nagorno-Karabakh Republic. I know that the United States, indeed no power in the world has ever recognized the so-called Nagorno-Karabakh Republic. How is it consistent with the U.S. commitment to recognize Azerbaijan's territorial integrity?
We have a system where our 50 states act independently, can act independently from the federal government, and they are free to adopt whatever legislation they see fit. That doesn't mean that it's the United States government policy. Policy is something else. So that should be kept in mind, and we respect states' rights.
If you were to speak to the state senates, because I've seen one of them, like Louisiana, and their resolution was adopted like in a matter of minutes, really. Obviously, the senates did not even know what they were voting for. If you were to speak to the senates, what would you say? How does it affect the peace process?
At any time, any legislators or anyone wants to be well informed on U.S. policy, I'm available for that, and I'm available to explain to them. But policies adopted by states do not necessarily reflect the policy of the United States government. That it is a federal responsibility and the responsibility of the President together with Congress to address foreign policy issues. And I think if you're looking for policy statements, you need to look to Washington for those.
Mr. Ambassador, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
I'd be happy to do that.
Thank you so much indeed,
Thank you.
Ambassador.